Thrive people love to hit me up and be like, yo, give me your top 5 this. I'd be like, pay me, fool. Well, guess what? Wave pays me.
Exactly.
So here we go. Number 25 is Randy Gene Moss.
Again, it's your list.
That's right. That's the biggest reason. If you thought that there was ever a way in the world that I would do a list like this and Randy Moss would not be on that list, you clearly do not know me. I don't know who else you put on your list. I know this. Randy Moss is the best college wide receiver that I have ever seen, compounded by the fact that he got to play against people at levels that had absolutely no, they should not have been out there with him. Randy Moss has the most touchdown receptions ever in a season. Randy Moss is the best rookie I have ever seen play NFL football. I believe that Randy Moss is the most physically perfect football player relative to his position that I have ever seen. Randy Moss is second all time in touchdowns. And Randy Moss, for anybody who was there when it happened, there has never been a singular force on offense that I recall ever seeing. There were guys like Michael Vick who were super exciting to watch, but it was fair to ask questions about how good they were. There were all kinds of people that you would see play football, and it's hard to stand out with so much playing football because it is 11 dudes. But there is something about a guy that is always open. I'm not simply talking about a guy that can always get open. That was Jerry Rice, who could always get open. I'm talking about a guy that's always open. 5 people on him, hanging off his shoulders, still open. That was Randy Moss. Just chuck it up there, dog. That was his line. He'd just say, just chuck it up there, dog. And that's all you did. Like, you know how you would play on video games and just know that, like, on rookie or whatever the easy level was, all you had to do was throw it up there, and then you could take it to where you controlled the receiver, and then you go get the ball. It was like that in real life. Old ass Randall Cunningham could just throw it up there. Disagreeable ass Jeff George could just throw it up there. Cold until he got hurt, Dante Culpepper could just throw it up there. And then Tom Brady, who had always been effective, but never really looked great. Then he got Randy Moss, and in the first game, he ran by Darrelle Revis and 2 other dudes, and Tom Brady just chucked it up there, dog. And there it was. Never seen anything like it before. And somehow, in the 27 years since Randy Moss got into the NFL, we still haven't seen anything like it. Yeah, you've seen Justin Jefferson. You've seen all kinds of guys that were really good receivers. Nothing like that. Now, you ready for number 24? Number 24, Cam Newton.
Still your list.
Still my list, but I want to make a very important specification on here. Because if we are only talking about one part of Cam Newton's career, he probably doesn't make it, right? If we're just talking about the NFL, in spite of him being an MVP level quarterback, we're probably not here. The reason why we are here and why Cam Newton makes this list is very simple. He is the greatest college football player I have ever seen. Period. You could rack up guys who had better careers, right? Because they stacked up more time, like Tim Tebow being an example. Baker Mayfield would probably be another example. There are other guys that won Heisman's. There are other guys that threw for more yards, did more of this, did more of everything else. Now, Ryan, I cannot remember. Were you at LSU for that Cam Newton year?
I sure was.
Okay, so you were there. All
yeah.
right. Could you talk to people just very briefly about that one play, and you know the play I'm talking about?
So Cam Newton, the play breaks down. He's rolling to his left, and he comes across the field, right? And you see him run past about 5 NFL defenders, and at the end of it, drag up maybe an NFL Hall of Famer.
No, maybe. Guaranteed
Hall of Famer, and Patrick Peterson on the ground, take it 70 yards into the end zone to be probably, that team was as good as any team Les Miles ever had.
Yes, in spite of Les Miles. That's the weirdest LSU season there has ever been, because that was the year that Derek Dooley had 15 people on the field for that play against Tennessee. It was a strange year, Cam Newton, with no one on offense who played in the NFL with him, went undefeated in the SEC. And I am a person who does not believe in the idea of quarterback wins, except for one exception. Cam Newton at Auburn. There's never been anything like it. I want to say they won 7 games the year before, or 8, and they won 7 or 8 games the year after, and they won 14 games the year with him. He was by himself worth 5 or 6 wins. All by himself. He looked like he was bigger than everybody else. He was dragging everybody else, running a well-run high school offense, but a high school offense nonetheless. It was watching the team that just had the best athlete, and you let him do everything.
It was a high school offense for a high school coach.
Yes. Yes. All of these things, right? Yep. The 27-point comeback against Alabama. Right? On the road with as hostile an environment as there has ever been. All of this while literally the 2 best schools in the conference appeared to gang up and try to make the man ineligible over, but
something we wouldn't be ineligible for now.
Something that is laughable now, a couple $100,000. Do you realize what a bargain Cam Newton at $180,000 was if that was ultimately the number that got him there to Auburn? So then you take that, and this is the other reason why I think he makes this list, or why I think he makes this list is mine. The other reason why he makes this list is you used to hear about how a guy had to run a pro-style offense, or you wanted a guy to run a pro-style offense before he could run your offense in the NFL. So the guys who played in spreads or everything took a bit of a demerit. Now, Sam Bradford was the first spread quarterback to be the number 1 overall pick, and that happened in 2010. But he didn't hit the league like gangbusters, like Cam Newton did in 2011, where I believe his first game he threw for 400 yards. And my favorite play perhaps ever, he throws an interception to Darrell Washington of the Cardinals. He goes and tries to tackle Darrell Washington, a Pro Bowl linebacker who saw the quarterback coming and slid. It slid. It was a complete redefinition of what the NFL quarterback was, a redefinition of what a pro prospect was in a draft overrun with future Hall of Famers. And we'll go through them off the top of my head. Von Miller, J.J. Watt, Patrick Peterson, Julio Jones, Richard Sherman, A.J. Green. Yeah, and then other guys like Robert Quinn is a dude that's in that draft.
Marcel Darius.
Yeah, Mike Pouncey. We got one of the Pounceys. I can't be keeping them dudes straight. Yep. But, all these guys who had great NFL careers, guys who could have been like Alton Smith, everything else. You redo that draft, you take Cam Newton number 1 still. You still take that guy number 1 after everything, right? A singular force of nature. And the closest that we've seen to him is Josh Allen. And you have a fair argument that Josh Allen has been a better NFL quarterback. But I've still never seen Josh Allen have to put everything on his back quite the way Cam Newton has. And Josh Allen, in ways, has been asked to put everything on his back. He was that guy. What guy? That guy. And so you add being the greatest college quarterback that I've ever seen, maybe the best college player ever because of his singular nature and how much he did all by himself to add to the NFL career. He's our guy at number 24.